Hello and welcome everybody to my first podcast. My name is Cathi and I'm a coach for twin flames and the process of the twin flames, and my themes are also the self-development and the spirituality. So today I would like to talk about a topic of the differences between the soulmates, because there are different kinds of soulmates. There's the soul sister or soul brother, there's the karmic partner, false twin and twin flame, and in this episode I tell you something about the differences between them. You can have a look at our website twinflamelove.de, or you can write an email at info@twinflamelove.de, and you can comment on this video so that we can talk with each other and deal with your experiences. So let's start. There are different kinds of soulmates. A soulmate is a soul, and with this soul you have an appointment on another soul level before you came into this life and before you incarnate. So you decided that you want to connect with each other in this life. You decided that you will meet each other at this point, on this stage, in that moment. And yes, you decided it with your soulmate on another level for this life. So you have your soulmate and you have your appointment on another level, or you meet your soulmate and you have a soulmate that's like your sister or your brother. That means you are very, very close to each other. There's a high level of intimacy. And you know, if you see this person or you get close with this person or you speak to each other, you know that you met each other in different lives, not only in this life but in many, many different lives, and you know that you are together already but in different roles and in different connections, and you just feel it. There's such a high level of intimacy and you trust the other person and you know that this is the one you love. And often it is your life partner. It is often the one who you share your life with, and it could be the person to manage different processes, but very similar processes to your twin flame in your life. You also have the connection to your soul sister or soul brother. You always feel the connection. You feel how the other feels. There's harmony on so many levels. It could be your life partner, or it could be also with a friend or with a family member. And there are discussions, of course, you have discussions too, but generally these partners are the soulmate or the soul sister, soul brother. These relationships are very close and it could be for the whole life and very long. There's one characteristic that is difficult to the relationship to your twin flame, and that is the sexuality. The sexual attraction to the other person is at the beginning of this relationship is very strong. It could be in a good harmony, it could be very good at the beginning, but in a short time you will learn that the sexual attraction is not that much anymore. It is very fast that it is very low again. So it's okay for someone who want to live like that, if you two are similar and if you two are okay with this connection and you are okay with the friendship, with the love, with the similarities, with the harmonies, you can have a a really good partnership, but you will have the experience that the sexual attraction is not that big anymore after a short time. And even if you are separated, or if you are going to separate to this life partner or to this soulmate, you will have the connection with each other on a spiritual level. The second partnership is the karmic partner. That means you have an agreement on another level of your souls to solve an assignment or problem or whatever. You are in his or in her life because you have an appointment with each other and you want to solve these problems. These problems or these assignments are often from another life. So you carry this from another life to this life with each other. And for example, you have a partnership which is separated and then again together, and separated and then again together. So that's a typical sign of a karmic partner. And if you solve these problems and these themes with each other, you will separate or you will get away from each other and the problem is solved. Then there's another soulmate, and this is the false twin. I think you have heard about it already. It is a very close connection to each other. It is often a very sexual attraction to each other, and it's like electric. You are on the same level with each other, you can laugh with each other, you can speak to each other, it's everything fine and everything is good. And then there's a point, or it's a process, and you know and you get to know his or her real personality, and you notice that there's something what's not going right, and there's always a discussion, or there's always he or she puts your level down or wants something from you, and just oh, something's going on here which is not fine for me and which put my energy level down. And then you get to know maybe that he or she is a narcissism, or there's another psychological disorder, you know that he or she is just in connection with him or with her. It's always goes around his problems or her problems. There's no empathy for your problems, and it is mostly very hard to get to know that the other person is not right for you and it's not whom makes you happy, and you always seen another person in him or her. You always believe in something other and believe in your relationship or in the good of a person. And at the beginning of your relationship, you maybe had the expectation that you can change him and or her, and that you can give him or her another perspective on his life, and that he will be another person and a good person. And you had so many different goals with him or her, and then you must see that you can't have any expectation on your false twin. It's not working with him or her. So if you want to come in your full potential, if you want to come in your full size, if you want to shine, if you want to be yourself on a spiritual level, or to raise and do everything you want, you will learn, and it's very fast, that a false twin will never ever gives you any assistance or any support for your personal growth. He or she is always the one who says, oh, that's stupid, that's dumb, what are you doing? And it's all nonsense. So that's nothing you can deal with, and he wants always to get you back to don't raise, don't shine, or don't do anything which makes him or her anxiety. He has or she has fear that you raise and you are another person, and that's what a false twin don't want, and a narcissism really don't want. Because you have to be there for him or for her. You have to do what he or she wants from you, and the expectations from him or her. You have to do what the other one says and wants from you. And that's a very difficult relationship. In the beginning, it's all good. In the beginning, there's a really big sexual attraction, and this is what works all the time. But then there's a turning point, and you see the real person behind it. Yeah. But a false twin is always good for your process, because he prepares you for your real twin flame. With the soulmate, you're going to different processes which are really good and which are really important for the process with your twin flame, because you don't have to solve these problems with your twin flame anymore. You are prepared and you know what's going on, you know what comes to you, and you know that you are not going to die because anyone is going out of your life. You don't have fear anymore. And then there's the twin flame. The twin flame is the partner who will show you what love really, really is. Who will show you that the love is on a 5D dimension, or in a fifth dimension, and not in our world, in our 3D world. You can't have an intensive connection to someone than it is with your twin flame. It is the dream male or female partner for your life, and you might not notice it at the first time of your connection. In the first time when you met, you might get to know each other, and then you know, or there's another level, or you check, something is different, and what is it? So a twin flame is a soul in two bodies. So one part is the female part and one part is the male part. Your soul is divided into two bodies. In the process of the twin flames, there are many different phases, but the goal is to get to know yourself in your entity. And after you are whole and you know that you don't need anyone else to be whole, you get to know the entity with your twin flame, and you get to know your entity with the universe. So the process is, if you met your twin flame, you get to know the process of the twin flames, and you get to know the different phases. And maybe you had a karmic partner, or a false twin, or a soulmate, which is a soul sister or soul brother, which brings you to this point and which brings you to this process, and now you can go through it with a deep level of understanding. And in the process, one is the runner and one is the chaser. But I just want to mention that we are always both, and the roles can change every time. But if you get to know your twin flame, there's a typical sign who is the runner and who is the chaser. Now, let's come back to your twin flame. If you meet your twin flame, there's always said, you know it, and you will get to know it. But how can you know it? But it's the reality. If you get to know your twin flame, you will definitely know and feel that there's something completely different to all the other persons you met before. I know when I met my twin flame that he is me and I am he. So he is my mirror just as a male part, and I'm his mirror as a female part. So we always think the same, we feel the same, we say the same. We know what each other, what he feels. I know what he feels. He know what I am feeling. There's such a intimacy on a such deep level. Yeah, I've never experienced before. And if you get to know your twin flame, there's no time, there's no room. It all doesn't matter anyway, so you don't have any feelings about time or room. You are just with each other. And a typical sign also for the twin flame connection is the look in the eyes. If you look in the eyes and you can just see your soul, you see his soul, you see all his life, you see the lives you have together before, and you just see yourself. There's such a deep connection between you two, and you just look into, your soul and his soul. And you can stare at each other's eyes for, 4 minutes, 4 hours, I don't know. The communication is always through the eyes. A typical sign for your twin flame is also that there's no amorousness. You are in love at the first time. You know when you see each other, you know that there's love. Yeah, there's nothing like an amorousness. You know that you love each other. And the phase of amorousness can be very short. It can be such, like a few minutes or a few hours or a few weeks. But then you definitely know that you love each other and there's no way around. It's just like that, and it's what it is. Then there's a very, very strong sexual attraction, and it is much more stronger than with your false twin or any other soulmate. You will have a deeply sexual attraction to each other, and it's really, really unbelievable, but it is real at this time. It's like magnets. You are like magnets, and you have to touch each other all the time. You have to be with each other all the time. And it's like a comet, which is in your life. You see each other and boom, there's a comet, and now here we are. Yeah. It's a relationship which is just love, and there's just love and nothing more. There are no expectations of each other. You don't have to be anyone else or something, because the other person, your twin flame, loves your soul and not your body. There's no expectations about how you have to look like, what do you have to be, where do you have to work, or you have to have money or whatever. I don't know, but it's just love. It doesn't matter what you are, who you come from. It's just your relationship of your souls. There's no I need you. You don't need the other person in your life. Maybe at the beginning of the process you need the other person, but then in the phase of the chaser and the runner, you know that you have to deal with it, that you have to look at your fear of losing someone. You have to look at your anxieties, of all your anxieties. So maybe in the first time of the process, there's a little I need you, but it's not at the end. It doesn't matter if the other person, you don't need any person in your life who makes you happy. No, never. Because you know that you are the only person in your life who can make you happy and not anyone else. Yeah, and this connection and this meeting your twin flame is a wonderful present in your life, and it is seldom. It's not the most relationships. There are not many relationships and not many persons who have the possibility to meet their twin flames, but if you meet him or her, it is the best thing you can have in your life. And it's a present. It's a really, really wonderful present. But it means that you have to go through a process which in this process there's many pain, and you have to deal with all your negative emotions, negative thoughts, themes. You will be yourself at the end, and you will be in your highest potential of you. At this time, there are more and more people who meet their twin flames because the awareness of the earth raises. So there are more persons who meet their twin flames, and they have to go through the process, and they have to go through all the stuff which comes around with this personality process. But meeting with your twin flame or get to know each other is always connected with problems. That means you can live on different continents, don't speak your language, you can't understand each other, or you are in a relationship, or you are married with another person, there you have children with another person. But it doesn't matter what it is and how you meet your twin flame. It is, like I said before, a really wonderful present in your life. And it is up to you to unpack the present, or the other way is to say no to all of it and go your own way as you've done it before. Because I know it is a very challenging process, and in the inside and also in the outside, because every part of your life will be checked from the universe. And at first there's such a chaos, and you don't know what to do next, and you are lost, and you don't know how to behave and what to do and how to deal with all these things and all this stuff. But I know that if you solve these problems, it is the best life you can imagine at the time now. And it is your highest potential that you can live on this earth. You can be the love you are. You can have the most wonderful relationship in your life, and you can be in harmony with yourself, with all the other. You don't need anybody. You can be happy just the way you are on this earth. So I hope that this introduction helps a little bit to separate the different partnerships in your life. Maybe you could find out in which relationship you are at this time. And in the next videos, I would like to tell you something about the phases of the process of the twin flames, and also the differences between a twin flame relationship and other relationships. What is the magic between them? And we have so many themes that we can have a look at and we can talk about. So you have a little overview over this topic, and I'm glad that you heard this podcast. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask and write at my email info@twinflamelove.de. I give you an answer, and you can also write in the comments below. So thank you for listening, and have a nice day. Bye.